If you're a fan of The Boys, you will love this show. I didn't see this show, do you?
There is a place called Red River Assisted Living Center for the Gifted Child, where the narrator explains that this is the center where parents dump.
Wait, let me just. This is I don't really know what episode this is. The Boys I grew up, but I know it's season 3.
Their kids. So, there is a place called Red River Assisted Living Center for the Gifted Child, where the narrator explains that this is the center where parents dump their kids with shit powers. Parents dump their kids because they were not able to get good and profitable superpowers. So they were basically useless, and on top of that, a burden for them. So, the narrator then introduces Mo Slow, who walks extremely slow. Boombox has a speaker for a face, and he can only play one song. Fang has teeth that can cut through almost anything. Kingdom can turn into any animal, but he transforms body and mind. Aqua Aqua is just colored water, it can't transform into anything. Big is just a really big guy. And his best friend is Human Tongue, it's a soup with 100% muscle and no bones. Picante Balls is a guy who can melt anything, just a really big guy. And his best friend is Human Tongue, it's a soup with 100% muscle and no bones. Picante Balls is a guy.
Just imagine if My Hero Academia had a school for the kids with the worst scores. That's basically this. I mean, there was only one kid here with a real good power, and that was the Ghost Kid.
Aqua Aqua is just colored water. It can't transform into anything. Big is just a really big guy. And his best friend is Human Tongue. It's a soup with 100% muscle and no bones. Picante Balls is a guy who can melt anything with his testicles. Ranch Dressing Coom Squirter and Booby Face are two other soups, and you can guess their superpowers from their name. Ghost is a ghost who can move through anything, but she can't touch anything, or be touched by anything. Another soup, Flashback, can visualize flashbacks. In a flashback, Ghost's parents are angry at Vought because they thought their soup child would make them rich. Finally, there is another super, and it's the narrator. The narrator introduces himself, and his power is the power to narrate. Barb, a nurse at the center, wheels him away. All of the soups find out about Compound V, and that they were man-made. They are furious that their parents made them like this. And they decided to take revenge, as Ghost screams it was time for their family fucking reunion. They get in a car and go to try and find their parents. First, they find someone at Vought to get the files on where their parents are located. Another soup named Papers walks in, with the ability to find any papers anytime. He's not very good at finding papers though, but Fang manages to find them. Then after finding the location of their parents, first, Tongue kills her parents by strangling them.
Jesus Christ.
The narrator introduces him man-made. They are furious that they were man-made. They have the ability to find any papers anytime. He's not very good at finding papers though, but Fang manages to find them. Then after finding the location of their parents, first, Tongue kills her parents by strangling them. Then, Aqua Aqua kills their parents. Then, Boombox kills his parents by playing extremely loud sounds. After that, Kingdom kills his parents by transforming into a shark and eating them. They were not sure about killing Booby Face's mom, but when they found what she did, Booby Face shot her. After that, Kingdom kills his parents by transforming into a shark and eating them. They were not sure about killing Booby Face's mom, but when they found what she did, Booby Face shot her dead, and Booby Face rescues his dog in the process. Mo Slow takes a really long time to kill his dad. And when it was Ghost's turn, Ghost's dad seems to have known she would have come around eventually, because of the Compound V news. Mo Slow and her other friends help her kill him in the garage. However, Homelander shows up and kills everyone immediately, except for Ghost, who can't die. Ghost's mom walks out and sees her husband dead. She tells Ghost, "I wish you were never born." And before leaving, Ghost tells her she'll return one day. After escaping, Ghost told truth to all the orphans, and gave them their parents' addresses. Like everyone, the narrator goes to kill his dad, while narrating everything that happens. So that's all for this video, and subscribe this channel for more videos like this.
Nah. Actually, I already did. But what I will do is,
So, as we know, Butcher is completely focused on taking revenge on Homelander. And after Billy Butcher got his revenge by killing the one who raped his wife, Butcher didn't feel satisfied. Though he had avenged his wife, this did not heal the pain Butcher felt after losing her during his crusade against the Supes, causing him to break down in tears, and realize killing the Supe who raped her only made him feel worse, not better. Eventually, after his emotional breakdown, Butcher decided to rid the planet of the Supes entirely, in hoping no one would get hurt by them ever again as he did. He planned to achieve this goal by detonating hundreds of bombs, and releasing a cloud of an explosive compound V strain, that can be detonated remotely by tuning the device to a certain frequency. With Vogelbaum's help, this strain was modified to target those with compound V in their blood, meaning that millions of people would potentially die, and many of them are going to be innocent. So, when Huey, Mother's Milk, Frenchie, and Kimiko found out about this, they decided to stop Butcher, in order to save millions of lives. So, Mother's Milk was the first one who comes face to face with Billy Butcher. Mother's Milk knew that Butcher won't listen to him, no matter what he says. So he decided to stop him by using force. Butcher and Mother's Milk started throwing punches at each other. In their fight, Mother's Milk had a clear advantage, and he was about to defeat Butcher. But Butcher is not the guy who fights in a fair way. Butcher tells Mother's Milk that he is the best mate a guy like himself can hope for, and then takes out a grenade and pushes it into MM's face. MM's face blew up in the explosion caused by the grenade, and Butcher lost his hand in that explosion. Butcher felt bad for what he did to his best mate, but now there was no turning back for him. After Mother's Milk, Butcher takes down Frenchie and Kimiko. He manages to set up explosives in their place, and when Frenchie found those
First of all, this was the saddest death for me. Because Frenchie Kimiko is one of my favorite characters.
Explosives, it was already too late for him. Both Frenchie and Kimiko died in that explosion. So, after these guys, Huey was the only one remaining. In pursuit of this goal, Butcher killed Mother's Milk, the Frenchie, and Kimiko, leaving Huey alone to stop him. During their confrontation, both Huey and Butcher tumble off the side of the Empire State Building, falling several stories below. While Huey's leg is impaled on a fence, Butcher breaks his neck and was paralyzed. After realizing that his plan was a complete failure, and after having a long conversation with Huey, Butcher manipulates Huey into killing him by falsely claiming that he murdered Huey's parents. After getting angered by Butcher's claims, Huey stabs Butcher with an iron pipe, and Butcher dies with a smile on his face. So, that's all for this video, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, Maury.
The story opens in 893 AD.
Sorry, I don't care.
So, I'm going to talk.
I only look at boys' content. If that sounds dumb, it's because it is.
About something that might be the biggest plot twist in The Boys. But there are chances that this plot detail
Wrong button.
might get changed when it is adapted into the live-action series of The Boys. So, as we know, before birth, Homelander was experimented on with Compound V, as a subject of Vought American's experiments with Compound V, like much of the other Supes managed by Vought. As a result, he has developed abilities such as super strength, heat and X-ray vision, sonic scream and flight. At a young age, in Vought's experiments, he was tied to a nuclear bomb, in case his aggression got out of control, because even as a child Homelander was extremely dangerous. To the public, in a cover-up of the truth, his origin was claimed as crash-landed on Earth, just like DC Comics Superman. After becoming a superhero, and joining the Seven, Homelander became the leader of the Seven, and one of the most powerful superheroes of Vought. Later in the story, he was thought to be the one who raped Butcher's wife and got her pregnant. Billy Butcher also got his hands on many photos of Homelander, in which he was doing some inhuman activities, like murder, rape, and even eating little children. Billy Butcher sent those photos to Homelander in order to blackmail him. But things went out of controls, as Homelander went crazy after seeing those photos. Soon it was revealed that Black Noir is a clone of Homelander, created by Vought to spy on him and kill him if Homelander went out of control. The sole purpose of Black Noir's existence was to spy on Homelander and kill him if necessary. So, Black Noir is an identical clone of Homelander created by Vought as a fail-safe to kill Homelander, if he ever overstepped his bounds. However, years passed and Black Noir was unable to fulfill the one purpose he was created for. He grew increasingly more psychotic as he waited to fulfill his purpose. Black Noir then decided to fabricate his own situation by framing Homelander for various crimes, including rape and cannibalism. So, the one who raped Butcher's wife was actually Black Noir, but Homelander was framed for it by him. This made Homelander lose his mind and start a superhero uprising. Eventually at the White House, Noir revealed his true purpose to Butcher and Homelander. Homelander snapped after clearing that he was framed for everything, and now that he has ruined everything, there is no way for him to redeem himself. Homelander attacked Black Noir. But Noir overpowered and killed him. Still, though victorious, Noir received heavy damage from the former friend's rampage, remaining disemboweled, without part of the skull, and heavily burned all over his body. The US military intervened, attacking him with tanks and gunfire, furtherly damaging him and, by doing so, allowing Billy to literally crack open his skull with a crowbar, and crush his brain to finally kill him. So, Huey's first underestimate the boys, but as their fight begins Butcher and his boys show. So, Huey's first assignment with the boys involved conducting surveillance on teenage Kicks and their various misdeeds. The boys used this information to blackmail the team into outing one of their own members. The Kicks ultimately decide to have Shoutout publicly come out as gay. After this, the Kicks find out the boys were responsible for this, and they went to confront the boys in the street. Their fight starts as the boys come face to face with the teenage Kicks. They seem to underestimate the boys, but as their fight begins Butcher and his boys show who they really are and what they are capable of doing. Butcher smashed their leader's face with a powerful headbutt, while Mother's Milk, Frenchie, and Kimiko were brutally beating the other members of the teenage Kicks. Huey was the only one who was panicking and having trouble. Butcher told Huey to take care of his Soup, who he referred as Cock. But before Huey could analyze the situation, that Soup attacked Huey. Huey was on his own as all the other boys were busy dealing with the other members of the teenage Kicks. So, as that Soup was attacking him, Huey punched him in order to protect him. But he accidentally blew a hole in his chest, and ended up killing him, which even surprised the other boys. This happened because Huey was not used to using his super strength and other abilities, after taking the compound. Other than him, any other Soup was not killed, but they were severely injured, and Butcher even ripped off the hands of a superhero who annoyed him. After the fight was over, the boys escaped from the scene, and sometime later a public funeral was held for the Soup Blarney Cock. After this incident, Huey decided to leave the boys for good. Butcher told him that he was making a mistake, and when Huey asked what's the point of spying, blackmailing and fighting superheroes, Butcher told him that his wife was raped by one of the superheroes, and one day a Soup kid came out of his wife and killed her. Butcher told Huey that he had to kill that Soup baby by beating it with a lampstand. After that, Butcher explains Huey the entire situation with the superheroes in this world and government, and eventually he convinces Huey to stay.
If you really think about it, the comics is much darker than the show. I mean, the show is dark, but I would say the show took a more light turn to everything. But I want to share three funny moments.
This is fucking dangerous, man. What if they spot me? They'll know I spiked this shit.
No one's gonna be looking at us, believe.
This video alone is why superheroes should never do drugs.
I didn't want you to miss all the fun you helped stir up.
Hello, New York!
Speaking of,
Are you ready to give it up for the greatest heroes the world has ever known? From the seven, Shadow of Jupiter!
hello, Earthlings! Cheerio!
And the man himself, the Homelander!
We're here to recognize a hero who shines so brightly we can wait no longer to bestow upon him our very highest honor. Please welcome. Are we gonna do this? All right! Yeah! Everyone wonder! Honor to bestow upon him our very highest honor. Please welcome the great Wide Wonder.
Why Wonder definitely high on that compound research, man.
We're gonna do this! Alright! Yeah! Everyone wonder! far he has come, how high he has flown. Through the fiery crucible of battle, he has soared. And so, we induct him into the Superhero Hall of Fame as he flies through the flaming ring held aloft by Ironcast. And now, let the great wide wonder soar. Papa needs a new pair of shoes.
Why, man? I mean, why do you want to fuck with these fucking guys anyway?
Your mate there, the Great Wide Wonder, he was at a party last year. Private celebration after he gave the commencement address at Columbia. Took a couple of honour students for, I suppose you'd call it a flying fuck. Thing is, it's a bit fucking cold way up there. By the time they twigged he didn't give a shit, that it was part of the fun for him. It was too late. As far as we know, they're still up there in orbit.
Jesus fucking Christ. Never heard anything like that.
Everyone we know's got a story like that. What is it he does, anyway? He flies really fast, you know, right around the world with a great wide wonder and all that. Yes, but there's fast,
Run out.
and then there's...
I'd say about Mach 1.5.